sometimes you have certain people in the movement who behave in such a way as that they might not be infiltrators, but they might as well be
Mm,
because their actions harm the movement and the claims they make harm the movement and they really discredit the movement as a whole with putting out bad information or misdirections or constantly deflecting from the issues that we need to be focused on, and they become kind of a distraction. Um, and I'm not naming names or anything here. I'm just bringing that up. And so I don't know. I think in terms of how to identify someone who might be an infiltrator, well, um, again, I won't name a name here, but I can think back to during the lockdowns, and there was someone who had kind of gotten into the networks I was involved in, my networks of people in the health freedom movement, including leadership of the movement. And he was a doctor, and uh, I came to the conclusion that he was basically an infiltrator. He wanted to get in good with the movement, and so he was kind of being friendly to people in the movement and getting in good with them, and becoming invited to become these part of these networks and so on. But at the same time, he was messaging that COVID-19 vaccine mandates were okay with him, and he was advocating that. And so when I saw that, I was like, okay, well, that's completely, how can you say you're part of this health freedom movement when you're advocating, mandatory use of these experimental products? And so I kind of, I mean, that my spidey senses went up at that point, and I kind of drew the conclusion that he's not being genuine with people, and he's not in the movement really to be part of the movement, but to infiltrate, get information from the inside to be able to use it against us, and so on and so forth. Um, and I don't know, maybe my conclusion was off, but it just kind of you have to, I guess, assess what they're saying and what their message is. And there were so many contradictions in this individual's messaging, like outright just self-contradictions, because he'll say he's for health freedom, but then he's advocating mandates. Okay, well, that's an irreconcilable self-contradiction. So when you start seeing that type of behavior, I mean, that's a big red flag, I would say.
yeah, well said.